ready to fight today, girl. Welcome to my channel, y'all. This is the infamous Kiki. Welcome to my channel. I didn't come here to play. I came to slay. I didn't come here to pray. I come to slay today. Anyway, on my channel, I discuss whatever I feel like, but I do watch Love During Lockup, Life After Lockup. I talk about scamming and dating, whatever, just whatever. I'm actually on time today. I said 7:30. I said 6:30, and I changed it to 7:30 because I'm actually like, this is my real hair, y'all. Like I'm in the process of doing my real hair. Like my hair's all crunchy because I got this stuff in my hair and I ain't washed it out. But welcome everybody. I know most of y'all are gonna watch this on the rewatch. I have to say a disclaimer. I have not watched Love During Lockup, the season finale. I have not watched it yet, but I will be watching it live sometime tonight. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff to do because I have a Dallas Comic Con is tomorrow. And it was this weekend, but we're going tomorrow. So all day I'm going to be busy tomorrow. I'm going to be filming. If you don't know my other channel is Nomadic Kitty. Please subscribe to that. I'll put links in the description and the comment to Nomadic Kitty. Make sure you like and thumbs up the video. Nomadic Kitty is just it's a video, it's a channel where I talk about like history and culture. This week I'm doing K-pop and BTS stuff. I've posted a few videos about fandom and Korean because it's BTS's 11-year anniversary. To the people who didn't know, for the people in the back who didn't know, that's why I'm posting Korean and K-pop stuff because it's BTS 11th year anniversary on the 13th. And I'm not Army, I'm not a big BTS fan, but I know that in a lot of circles, a lot of people have been posting about it. So I decided just to post an overview about BTS and their fans and community. I did a lot of research and been in a lot of communities, like K-pop communities. But yeah, that's my other channel. My other channel, I'm not on camera. I do like standard YouTube videos. I just started the channel a little over a month ago. So if you could subscribe and share, I appreciate it. We're just going to get into it. We're talking about Love During Lockup. Now, to the people who come on my channel who don't watch these shows, some of y'all just come on my channel just to watch me. Some of y'all don't even watch some of these shows that I watch. I will be watching House of the Dragon, by the way. So that comes up at the end of this month. I'm going on vacation. So all my travel vlogs and everything will be on my other channel, Nomadic Kitty. So all my travel vlogs will be there. So my Comic-Con, my traveling to Florida, my concerts, all that will be on Nomadic Kitty. I'll try to keep it off of this channel. But so Love During Lockup is a show. It's a reality show where people are dating inmates. Most of the time, they meet these inmates on an inmate dating site or Facebook or whatever. However, inmates, these are people that a lot of times they didn't know ahead of time. Hi, Dustin. Welcome, Dustin. I hope you're doing great. A lot of times these people that they talk to on online, they've never met these people before. They just date these people. And so the reality show is they follow many different couples every season. This show has been on, I'd say, about 5 years or so, right? Y'all know better than I do because I just started watching it like 2 years ago. So that's what Love During Lockup. The people are like, what's Love During Lockup? Who's Candice and Andrew? Candice and Andrew are on this season of Love During Lockup. The show just wrapped. It had its season finale. This season so far has not been very lackluster. I watch it live. Y'all can see my other videos where I watch it live. I'm going to watch the season finale, like I said, tonight. And the show is pretty popular. It's done pretty well in the ratings. Um, and Candice and Andrew, y'all like, who's that? They are a couple, like I said, a couple on there. And Andrew met Candice, I think, to a prison. It's a good finale. GSP says it's a good finale. So I'm definitely going to watch it live after this then if it's a good finale. So sometimes they bring couples back for a second season. Well, Candice and Andrew are on there. And Candice is the one that was in prison and they started talking and she was about to get out. I forgot how long they were talking. We were talking for a while. So before she got out, he went out and got her an apartment, a truck. He bought furniture. The apartment and truck and everything was in his name, of course, because Candice hadn't got out of prison. Again, I'm not quite sure how long they were talking. And so Candice finally got out of prison. He picked her up And you could tell that Candice was not feeling it. Like you could tell through, when she got out of prison the last 2 or 3 episodes, it showed them interacting together, and you could tell from the jump that Candice was not feeling it, that she was not feeling Andrew, that she talked to him. And I said in my videos, you go back and look at my videos, I said Andrews don't even look like the type of dude that Candice would even f with. Like, to be honest with you, the dude Candice, spoiler alert, Candice is married to another dude now. So apparently Candice was talking to another dude while she was in jail. Supposedly, it hasn't been proven. The dude that she with, I said Candice looked like the type of white girl that would F with Mexican dudes. Like that's the kind of chick she looked like. I live in Texas. I have plenty of friends, homegirls, that I could tell you, I could look at them and they like, even I had other homegirls watch the show and they was like, she won't be with that lame. So basically, like, they ended up breaking up, make a long story short. And so he took the apartment back, from what I've learned, and took the truck back and ended the lease, and it's gonna mess up his credit history. She married a Mexican dude. Yes, she did. And so Candice already had a child. She had already been married before. And I think the dude that she married before was a Mexican dude as well. And so Candice had been in jail for like theft. She had been in and out of jail really since she was 17 years old. So Candice, it wasn't the first time she's been in jail. She's been in jail quite a few times. She had a child. And Andrew, the guy that talked to her in prison, who did all these things for her, he has a son as well. He had a previous relationship or marriage. He had a son as well. So, the producers was kind of asking him, like, Candice, like, did you really use him for money? And Candice basically, in a roundabout sort of way, kind of like corroborated, like, that she did kind of use him. And she was saying in the last episode that I watched that she was like, well, shoot, if he gonna give it out, she's like, you got to put yourself in my position. Look, if he gonna give it out, I'm gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? And people, so after this last episode, supposedly, I did watch Geo Malik's video, and according to Amber, I did watch their videos where they were talking about like what happened at the end. So I did watch a little bit of spoilers like that. But people have come out online. I didn't know this until I watched Geo's video, slamming Candice, calling her all kinds of things. So I'm here to tell y'all that I disagree with that. I defended Candice from the beginning. And I'm finna tell you why. First off, I would have to say, like I said, with all due respect, I don't agree with anybody using anybody. I find it detestable, like on 90 Day Fiance, when these people using people for a green card or whatever. People for money to send them back to Asia, Africa, whatever country they do, like on 90 Day Fiance, if you watch that show. But at least on 90 Day Fiance, we are not dealing with ex-cons. We're dealing with regular people. So, but still, I don't agree with anybody scamming anybody, using anybody, anything like that. But it's popped off online between Andrew and Candice because apparently Andrew has a new woman that went online and has sent messages and emails and screenshots to vloggers on YouTube and on Instagram talking bad about Candice or whatever. Supposedly, Candice and Andrew still talk. So apparently the new girl that Andrew's with is upset. She said in some of her messages that, like, I guess that Andrew's still talking to Candice and she's asking him for money. Okay, first of all, that's not Candice's fault. If you are done with somebody and they're not together, why is Andrew even talking to her? He shouldn't even be talking to his ex. If he's with another chick, he can easily block her and move on. He can block her social media. He can block her phone number. There should be no conflict there. If you are done with somebody, you done. Period. If y'all broke up and y'all done, Candice should be done and Andrew should be done. But the idea that the new girlfriend is upset, I mean, she should be upset at Andrew, not Candice. And also, apparently, Andrew was talking to a girl in Brazil. Geo Malik and according to Amber showed her Facebook page where I think he went to go meet her one time. And so the whole entire time, we don't know how many women Andrew was talking to. But apparently he was talking or dating this chick in Brazil. They may have met once. And we don't know how long they talking. The chick that he's with now, we don't know whether they was talking while him and Candice was talking. We don't really know. We don't know how many other women Andrew been talking to. But the word on the street is that Andrew gave the chick in Brazil money. This new chick now, she bragging that she's spending the show money with Andrew or whatever, whatever, whatever. And then the way the chick was talking, she sounded ignorant as hell, as all get out. She sounded real ignorant. Like she sounded like, how old is this chick? So I don't know. I ain't seen no pictures of what the new girl looked like. I don't know how old she is or whatever, whatever, whatever. But that's what's going on behind the scenes of this show right now. So there's a feud between Andrew's new girlfriend and Candice. And so Candice did a video either yesterday or today saying that people have been sending her bad messages and going in on her and saying that she's a user and hope she ended back in prison. So she did a video on her Instagram saying that y'all weird. Like that Andrew was giving the money to her, that she's been in prison, in and out, and that he was lame, and that he was lame and weak, and that if she really wanted to get Andrew, she could have still talked to him and hit that lick. That she was nice enough to break off the relationship when she did, because she could have stayed with this dummy and he would have kept giving her money. So she was like, y'all better be glad that I broke it off when I did, because I could have still talked to him because he a simp. And apparently this is what Andrew does. This is what Andrew does. So people, exactly. Candice could have kept this going for months and months and months and months and months. I showed the parallels with Deontay. I like Deontay. He's a cool dude. But Deontay does not pick women that I don't know about the new girlfriend. I don't know about her. But pick women that he should be with. And plenty of people do this. I'm not trying to throw shots at Deontay because I like him. And Deontay apparently watches my channel. I like him. But again, at the end of the day, there's parallels. Y'all know I get on here and I do videos and I'm talking about catfish. Maybe he's a masochist. Right. A lot of people do it. A lot of people do. Y'all know I watch catfish and I talk about like Nigerian scammers and stuff like that. Like people were talking about that they was going to call Candice's parole officer for what? For what? She didn't commit no crime. She wasn't like pretending to be somebody else and had Andrew sending money to get fake gift cards and crypto scam. Like that's not illegal. If you're dating someone and someone is giving you gifts, yeah, hi Queen Melissa. Okay, Queen Melissa. Oh, look at her. Queen Melissa looking, Queen Melissa's very, very pretty. Hey, pretty Queen Melissa. But a lot of people are in relationships, y'all, worldwide, men and women. Even if this was a woman, like people are like saying because Candice is, even if this was a woman, oh, thank you, boo. That even if Candice was, let's just say the roles were reversed. I'm late here, but hello, everyone. Hey, Tisha. But I said, even if the roles were reversed. So let's just say that Andrew was the dude in prison and Candice was the woman, and she had bought this dude an apartment and car. The same thing. I would have the same thing to say. It has nothing to do whether hating men, because some people have said that, well, people defending Candice is because they don't like men. It ain't got nothing to do with that, boo-boo. The point is that people that apparently this is a pattern with Andrew. And Andrew has a child. Let me repeat that. He has a child. They have said online that Andrew has given thousands of dollars, not only to Candice, but this chick in Brazil and other women as well. So if you are dumb enough, whether you be male or female, whoever you are, and you are not spending money on your kid, but you going in debt, you running up credit cards, you spending your paycheck on women or men, and y'all think that that's okay and that's normal, and that I'm supposed to have some sympathy for somebody who's taking food out their kid's mouth for women? You will get not an ounce of fucking sympathy from me up in here. Y'all know how I feel. You put your kids first. There is no way in hell I would take money and give to no man. First of all, none. You will get no money here. No man that I've never met. He never met Candice. He never interacted with her. He met her through a prison site. And you expect me to have sympathy for somebody who's a father? That he maxing out his credit cards? He's sitting up there doing bank loans for what? And y'all think that that's normal? Andrew needs help. He needs therapy. Like I'm all honest, y'all. Cause thank you. That's all his fault. Yeah, but that's the same Candice said. What did she get in the ring? In the end, she didn't really get too much. Yeah, he bought her all this stuff. Like some of y'all are so hung up on the fact that Andrew bought her all this stuff. And I tell people, don't get hung up on that. The point is, Andrew is known in these streets as a serial cheater. And I've known men like this who keep a bunch of women and paying all of them. I'm finna tell y'all, swear to God, on God. I have a male relative. Like I always talk about that. I'm gonna hook up Angela with my cousin who owns a funeral home because this is what he does. He has a bunch of women and they trick off him all the time. He pays for this and pays for that because he thinks that's the way to get affection. So I tell you all the time, I got a cousin that's like in his 60s. He's been married 3 times and he's done this a lot. And it's not cool. It's not normal. If you think it's normal for me to buy a house and a car for somebody I've never met, then I need you to go to therapy. I really do. If you think that's normal behavior for a grown ass man with a child or a grown woman, even if it's a woman, some people love just doing for other. Yeah, some people like to be run over. And Candice could have kept that going, y'all, probably for months. Yeah, because it's like what GSP said, buying their attention. Because there's something in you, in your self-esteem, that if you feel that that's normal and that's defensible, because that is not defensible. There's no way. And Candice was like, I live it how I live it, give it how I give it. And again, let me say it to this one as somebody who's talking to you with experience. I've dated men in jail. If any of y'all subscribe to my channel, I talk about my exes who've been in prison. I talk about my life when I was younger. That my story is remarkable. I went from the streets, I went from living in the hood, growing up in the hood, to living in a gated community. So I put myself through college. I work hard. I got married. I had kids. Like I've taken myself from nothing. If you have not lived that street life and Andrew has not lived that street life, hey, fabulous me, what's up? They don't know how to love others because they don't have love for themselves. So they buy love. Exactly. Queen Melissa is speaking truth. And people feel like that's defensible, but I'm telling people like I know the hood. I know people like Candice. I've never been incarcerated, but to take somebody who is straight, who's never been in the hood, who's never lived that life. Andrew has never lived that life. He don't look like it. I mean, we don't know his background or I don't know all the women that he's been with. But to take somebody who's lived a straight and narrow life and for you to go out and give a prisoner, I'm here to tell you there's something wrong with you. If you have never been in jail your whole life, if you've never been in the hood and lived on the streets, if you ain't about that life and you want to be with somebody who's a former addict, who's lived on the streets, who's been on the streets, and if y'all think that shit is normal, I can't F with y'all. That's not normal for you want to be with somebody like that. There's an ulterior, there's a mindset behind that. You know what the mindset is? I got this person. I have a good job, a stable life. So because I have all of these things, that's gonna make that person stay. That's the mindset that, in my opinion, fuels that. Because normal people, regular people, who ain't never lived that life before, who don't have a family that's lived that life, go out and seek ex-cons as partners. I don't care what people are trying to tell you. And then the chick that he being with now, the way she on the internet talking reckless, I'm like, ma'am, you sound like you a straight up hood rat too. So it'd be really jacked up if his baby mama out here struggling. He did that. That'd be real messed up. I feel that he has had only failed relationships and was looking for someone to save so he can feel needy. Yeah, some people want to save people, not as some altruistic, I want to help people. No, they feel like they can keep that person. That this person don't have nothing. And so I have all of this. And if I give them all of this, they're going to stay. And the fact that people up here dragging Candice, she's an ex-con. Like I said, I'm not trying to say that ex-cons can't be good people. I'm not, Lord have mercy, I'm not saying that. My brothers are ex-cons. But there's a mindset to somebody who's been in prison. And if anybody want to try to pretend that doesn't exist because you want to live in fairy tale la la land, like, well, yeah, Andrew should have known better. Nobody, regardless of whether the person is an ex-con or not, nobody, let me repeat for the people in the back. Nobody should go into any relationship, ex-con or not, where giving gifts is the start of a relationship. If you just met somebody last week, and I'm not talking about taking somebody out on a date, but if you met somebody last week and you buying them clothes and you buying them jewelry and you buying them furniture and you paying their bills, if you think that shit is normal, you need your head examined. If you think that's normal to conduct yourself in a relationship where the other person has given nothing, they ain't give no time, they ain't even get. Andrew didn't even get no cookie, y'all. He ain't get no cookie. So that's normal? That y'all think that that's what men do? What man out here doing that? Where at? He probably wanted them to buy them something and then continues to rub it in their face too. Yeah, there's some people out there that buy you things and then they hold it over your head. I bought you this, I bought you this, I bought you that. So now you got to do this and this and this and this. Candice is doing what Candice is supposed to do, right? She's doing what she's supposed to do. If somebody gonna give it to you, think I ain't gonna take it? Here, you want me to pay your mortgage? Shit. What am I gonna be like? No, I can't do that. I'll be like, sure. Let me get the address. Yes, if you start a relationship with transactions, that is your relationship. If you start a relationship being a transaction, guess what? You're a John. You're a John. That's what you are. You're a John. That's what that is. You're a John. And so my point is, who in their right mind gonna feel sorry for somebody who is soliciting women? There are women out there that take gifts in exchange for companionship. So if the man gives a gift and they give the companionship, we gonna feel sorry for the man. We're gonna be like, oh my God, poor him. He just paid like $3,000 to go on a date with this sugar baby. Oh my God. No, it's transactional. Do you have me think that y'all want to talk about love? Do y'all really think that Andrew loved Candice, y'all? Do y'all really believe that Andrew loved Candice? Somebody he had never met, never spent no time with, talk over the phone, did some video calls with, wrote some letters to y'all. Really think Andrew loved Candice, y'all? Y'all, do y'all really think that that's real love? That talking to somebody over the internet or through text messages, even like I said, even if Candice wasn't in jail, let's just say she was in another country, these people on 90 Day Fiance, do y'all really think talking to somebody over the internet or text messaging them is love? Do y'all really think that? I ain't never even met this person. Oh, I'm so in love with you. I'm gonna send you $1,000 every month. Y'all, we have to stop this mentality. Love is reciprocal. Love is a verb. Love is action. Love is not, I'm looking at some text words on a text message or a video chat once every while. And I'm so in love with this person. That's a childish infant way of thinking for some grown. I mean, if you're in your 20s, you're in your teens, I get it. I'm not gonna hate on you. You haven't had many relationships, but Andrew has been, he has a child. He's been in other relationships. He's a grown man. So why am I gonna why am I gonna feel sorry? You can't know, like Fabulous Me said, you can't know somebody online. If you think that that's fair game, then you have the mindset of a freaking child. If you think that talking to somebody over text or writing letters, whether they be in jail or not, and you're like, oh, I fall in love, that's limerence. That's puppy dog love. That's not real love. That's not enough for me to go out and drain my bank account and run up debt on my credit card because you write a letter saying, "Ooh, I really like you," and did it. And you think I'm finna feel sorry for that? Again, these people who get scammed for thousands and thousands of dollars, I just sit here like this. And these people really come on the internet and be like, well, this can happen to anybody. No, it can't, fool. It happened to you. So the people dragging Candice, for what? Are you mad because the man you got don't do shit for you? Is that why y'all mad? Is that why y'all upset? Y'all sitting like this with your jaws poked out talking about, well, Candice, she go to jail. Why? Cause you mad cause ain't no man ever gave you nothing? Is that it? The pick-me's? Oh, well, I wish I had a man do this for me, and you can find that. But do you really want to be with somebody like that though? Not me. I don't want to be with a simp. And Candice said that Andrew was too soft for her. That's not the type of man that she would be with, regardless of the money situation. She said he wasn't my type. Candice is going to get interviewed in an hour on Kiki and Kibitz. Oh, is she good? She needs to. Yeah, and he's not the only one like that. That's why I said, you think that there's not other people like that? Honey, there's Andrews out there everywhere. It's just the women, these pick-me-shas are like, she used him. She been in and out of the system all of her life. So she was a teenager. What kind of person did you think? Did Andrew care to even know what kind of person he had even got with? Or was he just happy to talk to somebody? And again, these people are here making Andrew like he's innocent. Andrew was talking to many females. He was talking to multiple women, y'all. I'm going to say it again. Andrew is not innocent. He was out here talking to other women. He has a child. He has given money to women over and over again, allegedly, from what I've heard. So the idea that Andrew is just like some snowflake and he's just like, I don't know what happened. No. Again, if you watch according to Amber and Gio Malik, women have come forward saying Andrew's a serial cheater, that this is what he does. Not saying that excuses his behavior. It's still crazy. Even if Andrew never cheated on nobody ever, it's still crazy to be giving somebody money that you've never met, regardless. But the idea that Andrew is just some innocent, he's not. He was talking to probably multiple women that is eventually going to come out. But there are probably women out there that didn't even know, that don't even watch this show, that didn't even realize he was on the show, that probably haven't said anything. Because not everybody watches the show. So he could be talking to women in many different countries. He was talking to that lady in Brazil. So I'm feeling sorry for what? Like, so then somebody came out and said that they allegedly had some information from his baby mama and saying that he was a cheater, that he was talking to other women when he was with her. So again, I don't know what Andrew's problem is, but he needs to get therapy. I don't know what his end game with Candice, whether he just wanted to be on the show or whether he just wanted the money. I don't know what it is. Or maybe he's a serial cheater. There are people out there that like to have a lot of men, like to have a lot of women, regardless of whether they're paying them or not. There's just some people there's all kinds of people out there, y'all, with all kinds of mental issues, all kind of childhood traumas, all kind of relationship traumas, everything. I don't know Andrew. I'm not a psychologist, but I'm just saying that people like this is not normal. And so it's time that people, if you're going to defend somebody, defend normal people, defend real people who've really gotten hurt off of this show. But to defend somebody like this who thought it was normal to go out and buy a truck and set it up an apartment for somebody he's never met, if y'all think that's how you behave in a relationship, you're effing crazy. That's not normal. That's not what normal men do in relationships or women. He felt like a big man providing for her. He did. It's an ego trip for these people. I'm telling y'all. Or it's a way for them to feel like, I got this person captive. Andrew thought if he did all that, she was and had to do whatever he wanted. He would have had a woman, no matter well it went left. He don't like it. Yeah, Andrew just thought, in my opinion, and a lot of people saying that he thought he was gonna have Candice as some kept woman. And if she would have stayed with him, who said that Andrew would have been faithful to her? He still would have probably kept talking to the other women he was talking to and have her set up. And I'm like, do y'all not understand that there are men out there who got women in different apartments? Do y'all not understand? Are y'all not listening to me? Do y'all not understand that there are men out there that got a woman over here, a woman over there, a woman over here, a woman over there in this apartment? They pay in this house, this apartment. Do y'all not understand that there are men out there that got women all over that they paying for? Do y'all not know that this goes on? That don't make these people who do this out like they're some type of angel, because they're not. They're users. Just because you're paying for somebody's bills don't mean that you're not using them, and it doesn't mean that the person is using them. They're using them for money, but it's a give and take situation. I promise you that Andrew is probably still talking to Candice. Some people are addicted to the attention. They like a lot of men or a lot of women because they like the attention. They like the attention. And they will do anything to keep that person's attention. Even if they got to pay their bills, even if they got to buy a truck, they like the attention. They like the drama, they like the attention. There are people out there like this all over. I've met all different kinds of people in all different walks of life. You don't have to be rich to have different hoes and different area codes. You don't have to be rich. There are men out there who are struggling, who don't even give their kids a dime, but they're paying different women all over the place. There are women out here who date men, and they had a man driving a car. They will pay the dude's bill. There's women out here who do the same. So it's not all just about men and women. There are women out here who do the same thing. That's all they've ever known. That they've had relationships and that's all they've ever done. So, this happens. It just happens, the fact that this just plays out on a TV show and people have been incarcerated. But put the incarceration thing to the side, but it is a big part of it. Because again, I say it again, if you're going to get involved with somebody who is in jail right now, who are in jail, and then you're sitting there, I'm sure he was writing letters to Candice telling her, oh, when you get out, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I'm sure he was writing letters and phone call and telling her all the things that he going to do. And I'm sure Candice was talking to her little friends. That one friend that they had on the show, I'm sure Candice was talking to her friends and relatives and telling her, well, when I get out, this dude going to have me set up and I'm going to be able to do this and this and this and this and this. So obviously from the show, we can see that she was telling her friend that. Because he met with the friend. And the friend turned around and was talking to her. It was like, girl, he got furniture up in this crib. Girl, this truck is not. What friend did they write my? Let it be one of my friends. I'll be on the phone to my girl. You gonna be set up when you get out, girl. I would have been doing. I mean, what else are you supposed to do today? You supposed to turn it down and be like, no, I don't want that. No. She's a felon. She's a felon. She's an ex-con. She's been in the system. She's been on the streets all of her life. And you finna give somebody like that some money? Who's an ex-addict? Like I said, Candice was better than a lot of women. They would have kept us going into the next season. Y'all know these people over here be keeping it going to the next season. Candice could have stayed with him and got her money. He didn't even give her money because on this show, they don't give the prisoners the money. They give the other person the money. So he just kept all of her money and she didn't get no money from the show, allegedly. So what I heard. So the other chick was bragging online and talking reckless, sending Candice message talking about, well, we got your money and I didn't spend it and blah, 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 blah. So Candice didn't even get her money. I'd be more mad about that. Like, I didn't get my money for me being on this show. But, that's neither here nor there. But, Candice was right. She could have drugged this out a lot longer. She could have kept going all the way to another couple of seasons and could have been cheating on Andrew behind his back. That's what I would have did. I'm just gonna keep y'all at 100. I would have used him. I mean, if you're gonna be dumb enough to give it, I'm gonna take it. So to all the people out there dissing Candice, y'all need to have 5 seats. Obviously, y'all don't know the full story. Y'all trying to make Andrew out like he's some Captain Save-A-Ho, like he's the hero in all of this, and he's really not. And then apparently there's evidence that yes, he was cheating on Candice and seeing other women from the jump. And that to me, Andrew needs to go to therapy because again, this is not normal behavior. Just because you give somebody gifts and you pay for things, it doesn't mean that you should. And Andrew, he really couldn't. He had to borrow money and go broke to do it. So, and then on top of the biggest thing is that if you have a child, your child should be living in the lap of luxury. That money and that apartment he spent on that furniture and that apartment and all that, that could have been going to his child. I don't know how old Andrew's son is. I don't know how old he is, but I would have took that money and bought my son a truck. So I like I said, I don't know the relationship between him and his baby mama. I don't know, what situation that they in. The truth is gonna come out eventually. The baby mama gonna come forward and be like, she's gonna say something, I think, maybe soon. That she may leak something or give somebody an exclusive. Because it couldn't be my baby daddy on TV doing all this. I would have been like, what you doing? Like, you gave her what now? I would have been like, I'm looking forward to an interview. I might listen to Kiki and Kibitz or whatever. I don't listen to them. They made me. I mean, I ain't never. I don't subscribe to about three or four channels that actually talk about like 90 Day in Love During Lockup. I don't. That's four subscriptions out of like 100, and none of them are reality TV. Y'all know I don't do reality TV. This is the only show that I really watch. I don't. My subscription list ain't nothing about no reality TV or celebrity gossip. It ain't. I wouldn't even know what goes on in these shows if it wasn't for the three or four channels I subscribe to, because that's not. I don't. Yeah. But I'm gonna watch this show live. But I just wanted to come on here because I was like, people are really dragging her. Well, she used him. Okay. Do y'all not? And then the thing I don't understand, the big thing, y'all know most of these prisoners are using these people, right? So are we just going to pretend that everybody on this show is in love? And they're not using these people when they get out of jail because they need a place to freaking stay. Are you? So Candice is the only motherfucker that been on the show this season or other seasons that's using anybody. So she the only person. Ain't all these people using these people on this show? Or most of them? So you mean tell me that True and Shanta or whatever her name is, True ain't looking for a place to stay? You mean Teenie and Rob, where Teenie is sitting up there living in his house with her kids and she ain't got a job? She not hitting a lick? But y'all talking about Candice? Because Candice decided to break up with Andrew and move on? So Teenie got what job? What job she got? What job she got? Y'all let me know what job she got. The only people I don't see really using somebody is Ayana and her dude. Like, because Ayana ain't really, she ain't got a pot to piss in the window to throw it out of. But all these people send these prisoners money in jail. So you mean to tell me that they sending these prisoners money in jail and they not being used too? So Candice the only one? We didn't watch Branwyn and Chaz. Branwyn was using Chaz. She didn't want to be with that man. I'm gonna tell you, I mean, y'all are just naive. All these people on this show is on the show for a reason. Some of them, less than others. But most of these people on this show, about 75 to 80%, are somebody's using somebody. The idea that we're watching a show about people who've been in prison And y'all want to be naive, like she was just supposed to get out of jail and just love him and just love him. She's supposed to get out of jail and just love him. Oh my God. She's an ex-con who ain't never had nothing. You don't go to prison for no reason. Now, if you're in prison because you're innocent, that's one thing. If you're going to jail for theft and drugs and theft and violence and you've been in and out of the jail system for your whole life, let's not be naive and dumb, y'all. It's a prison, it's a hood mindset. Don't be dumb. Y'all know that most of these couples don't make it on the show. If you watch this show long enough, and I haven't watched it from the beginning, some of y'all watched this show from the very beginning. If you watch this show from the beginning, y'all know that most of these couples don't make it. Y'all know that most of these prisoners get out and then they end up going back to jail. Y'all know most of these prison talk that prison pillow talk all day. I don't know why y'all believe these prisoners. I don't know why y'all think the outcome's going to end different. How many seasons do we have to watch over and over and over again where they end up going back to jail, they end up breaking up with the person, they end up cheating on the person, and they end their ass right back in prison? How many times we had to watch this play out over and over and over again? And y'all really think these people get out of jail and y'all really think these couples are going to make it? The odds are stacked heavily against them. If you think that these people get out of jail and it's all love and flowers and sunshine just because y'all see some shit on the gram, y'all are naive and y'all are dumb. It is hard for someone to get out of prison and get their lives together. It is hard. The longer you've been incarcerated, the more that there is a chance that you're going to go back. These are not my opinions. These are just facts. Look it up. The rate of prisoner recidivism, I said that big word, is high the longer you stay in prison. The longer you are in jail, the higher the percentages you're going to go back. Being institutionalized is a thing, y'all. It's not a joke. It's not something that people just say just to excuse behavior. It's a real thing. I've seen it in my own family. I have relatives that have been in and out of jail, in and out of prison for years, for decades. My own father was in and out of jail since he was 18, since I was born. Since I was 18 years old, may he rest in peace. But my dad was in and out of jail with a history of incarceration and substance abuse. It's a real thing. To be in prison is not, y'all who've never been there, who don't know nobody in prison. Some of y'all don't know. The people who are dragging Candice, I'm assuming that these people have never been in prison and living a fairy tale life. Did Candice use them? Yes. But again, how many people I've known that have been in and out of prison and that's what they do? Do y'all not know that addicts use people? Former addicts, they form relationships that are not normal. They have a history of child, abuse. They have a history of all kinds of things. And that doesn't excuse it, that doesn't make it right. But when you're dealing with somebody who's formerly been incarcerated, I don't know what the hell y'all are doing out there. I really don't. These are questions that you need to ask. I don't date ex-cons. That's what I ask. Have you been in prison before? I'm not effing with that no more. Queen Melissa said, I don't believe she used him. I believe he said, I'm getting this for you. I'm getting this for you. I'm getting this for you. If she would have said no, he would have done it anyway. There you go. I was trying to be nice, Queen Melissa. Like, I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I agree. I think a lot of times these people, they date these people in another country or in prison, like 90 Day Fiance and these shows like that. And I think they tell them, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that for you. And so the person is going to be like, okay. I don't think for one second that Candice asked Andrew to do anything for her. I believe he volunteered. That he was like, oh, I'm going to do this. Don't worry about it. If somebody came to you right now and was like, okay, I'm going to buy you a house. What you going to say? Well, I don't really know. I mean, you know what, girl? I'm going to Kiki. I'm going to buy you a house and I'm going to buy you a brand new car. Who? Everybody going to be like, well, no. Come on now. He got a background of it, so he does it with every female. Yeah, he does it with every female. I agree. And it's just sad that he don't think of his child like that. Right. Yeah, there's, again, allegedly, There's evidence that Andrew do this with with all the women that he's been with. That he's giving out money. He apparently gave out money to the chick in Brazil. And the chick he's with now bragged online to everybody, to God in creation, that she got that love during lockup check and she out here spending the money. She bragged. The new girlfriend bragging. I'm just like, okay, girl. Right. We talking about people that's in the gutter. Either someone's in jail or someone in a foreign country. It's probably a poor country. You're buying them stuff to impress them. Right. You're dealing with somebody that's in a somebody who's incarcerated. They're in a messed up situation, especially Candice. Apparently her mother died, her dad died. She really don't have nobody. A lot of times the people in prison have burned bridges with their own family. So they don't even have a place to go to. They have to go to a halfway house or live on the streets because they don't have a place to even go. They burn bridges and with their own families. And I'm not saying just Candice, but I'm saying that a lot of times people who are incarcerated, this is what they're facing when they get out of prison. You're facing a desperate situation. I'm going to go to a halfway house. I got to live in this halfway house. I have to get a job. I have to somehow find someone to live with, or I got to live by myself. I've never lived by myself. I've never had anything. I've never been sober long enough to even do anything. So this is the desperate straits a person is dealing with when they're coming out of incarceration. A lot of these people have never had real relationships. I've said this over and over again on my channel to I can't even scream it. Do not get involved with anybody, incarcerated or not, who's never had a real relationship. That's a recipe for disaster, y'all. What Queen Melissa said, he's too comfortable doing it. Yeah, the idea that he was offering too quickly, that knows that you've done it before. How to look, I don't even meet a man in real life. I only talk to him on the phone or whatever, and I go buy him a house. Hell no, right? Who does that? And I tell people that's not normal, and that's not something that people should be celebrating. Because people online talk about, well, Andrew was a great guy. Huh? That sounds crazy to me. You buying somebody a house and something that you ain't. That sounds like I would question that. I would question that person. But you got to understand that Candice been incarcerated. But me, myself, I would think in the back of my mind, what kind of person would sit there and offer to buy me a house or a car and you ain't never even met me? Like, that's what I'll be thinking to the back. I would still take the gifts. Don't get me wrong. Y'all back up. Y'all know I will take it. But I would be really questioning that person's sanity. I would like, what's wrong with this person? Like, why would they do this? And then a lot of times Candice man thought that he was bragging to her, saying he was going to do all this stuff. And then maybe she didn't think he really was going to do it. Because people write you in jail and people say all kinds of things. So Candice probably like, oh, I've heard it before. He's just bragging. Maybe she really didn't think he was going to do it. That's another factor. We'll see when she do the interview tonight. But maybe she thought he was lying. Maybe she was like, oh, he ain't really going to. Then when he really went to do it, maybe she's like, oh. Then she realized she got to come up with her end of the bargain. And she was like, oh, heck no. Yeah, and he knew that, and that's why he picked him. That's why a lot of times these people pick people who are incarcerated, because they understand this situation, that you basically have a captive relationship, that this person is going to be looking to you and relying upon you for a job, a car, a place to stay. So you pretty much have somebody who's captive, and not captive like I won't let you go, but captive as in this person's going to be beholden to you. So they're more likely to want to stay with you and put up with your shit. I'm just calling it what it is. Because I'm just calling a spade, because that's what it is. More likely this person's going to put up with my shit. He figured she would be loyal to him as long as he bought her stuff. Yeah. And you feel obligated to stay with that person. And like I'm telling y'all, I know men that ain't rich, that have kids, and they have many women that they buy stuff for. They got like a whole right, because they feel like if I buy this chick stuff, she gonna want to stay with me. And like I told people, that is not a healthy mentality, and that's not a good mentality to have. That is not a mentality that anybody should be defending. That is a person whose motivation is not love or trying to help you out. That's a person's motivation. It's a form of control. It really is. And I've seen men who do women dirty, who lie to them, cheat on them, hurt them, and they know that the kind of person that they got, they are stable and they make good money. And the women that they always get or women who are struggling, who are poor, who have addiction issues, who have kids to take care of, and they pick these women on purpose. On purpose, whether they want to admit it to you or not. Because why would somebody who's stable, who has a good job, pick a woman who's been on the streets, who's an addict? I'm telling you, baby, I could tell y'all some stories. I could tell y'all some stories. I know men out there who purposely pick women who are addicts and got kids and are addicts because they know that they ain't going nowhere. And they use them, cheat on them, lie to them. But then the chick pays them attention and calling them because they're an addict and they need money. And so there are men out there who purposely choose women who are in bad situations. And that's the kind of women they surround themselves with. And they don't love these women. They may tell them that they do, but it's an ego trip for them. And it's a thing to where they know they can do them anyway. They cannot talk to them for days at a time. They cannot, it's not an equal relationship. So I would say in the ending of my video, if you think it's okay to be in a relationship where you're not on equal footing, and when I say equal, when I say equality, I don't mean money wise. I don't mean that both of y'all got to be making the same amount of money, because sometimes it'd be like that. But a relationship is a give and take. If you are giving, the other person's taking, that's not good. But if you feel like you keep, oh, this is a repeated pattern, that every woman or every man that you get with, you're paying things for, you're giving things to, and you think this is normal, and if you have a friend like this or relative like this, they need to get therapy, because I'm telling you that is not normal. There is nothing under the sun normal about talking to someone in jail or out of town or in another country, and you're buying them gifts, whether the person be a Nigerian scammer or they may be a real person that are using you. Because some of the blame has to come back to you. Like you have to take responsibility for your own actions. Period. And if you don't take responsibility for your own actions and you play the victim all the time, then that's not good. There's a saying. I used to tell one of my friends. She was like, every person she met she didn't like, she would fight with eventually. Every friend, every relationship. And then she's like, this person's a jerk, this person's a bee, this person's an asshole. And I would come to her and be like, Carrie, when are you going to realize that maybe the asshole is you? Like, if the common denominator that all these people are not good people, then either you're picking bad people or maybe it's just you. She never saw that she was the problem. And I find that hilarious. There are people out there who play the victim all day. That this person's not nice to me, this person's not good to me. But then you're like, so why are you picking to be around this person? Why is it that everybody you're around does you dirty or does something that you don't like? It's kind of to the point where you're like, okay, wait, maybe I'm the asshole. I tell her all the time. I said, don't you think that maybe you're the problem? She never saw that she was the problem. That's why we're not friends, because my friend Carrie would never see that she was the problem. But I'm like, girl, you the problem. Because the way she interacted with people and the way she treated people was not very nice. And I'm like, girl, there's only so much a person can put up with before they just tired of listening to your shit. She never saw that. She still to this day don't see this, that the reason why she don't get along with anybody or even her own children is because she's like, girl, you the problem. Like, the way you talk to people and the way you do people, you're the problem. So the same thing in relationships. If you're with men or women and you keep being used or keep being cheated on or keep being every relationship is a lot of drama. Maybe it's not the men that you're picking. Maybe it's you, and you have to take some self accountability toward that. We've like I said, there's nothing worse than a fool, but there's nothing worse than an old fool. Like I understand if you're young, you're gonna make mistakes. You're living your life. That's just comes with the territory of dating and being young. But once you get to be in like your 30s and you have children and beyond, I think you should kind of like figure it out by now. And so Andrew, I believe he's definitely in his 30s. And so I would, you just need to figure it out. But some people never figure it out. But I'm not finna victimize these people if you don't figure it out and go get your shit together. Because again, I'm not being a hypocrite. I'm not just a spokesman. I'm a member. Like I'm a member of that club because yeah, I've been there. Not giving people money or buying them gifts. Now, I ain't never did that. Now y'all know I even before I had kids. I ain't never. I've done many crazy things for love. I put up with many of crazy. I've had really crazy toxic relationships in my 20s because in my 20s I was wild. So I understood it. I was a wild girl in the streets. I was in a gang. Like I was living that life. I was out here living my best damn thug life. I was living thug life all day. Thug life. Like I was thug life Kiki all day. But that's because that's the kind of lifestyle I led. But there ain't no way in hell I would be on the straight and narrow now. And I here trying to get no thug. And I'm almost 50 years old. Like, how that look like? Who do that? How that look like? Like who do that? Like you get to the point where you grow up and you're like, okay, I have to learn to take some responsibility for my own choices. So Andrew needs to take responsibility for the hood rat chickens that he fucking with. Like he needs to take responsibility for the people that he picking, especially the new girl that's on the internet bumping off the gum, popping off of the mouth, talking reckless. What? Why would this be exciting? Like I couldn't be with somebody like that. Why the hell would I be with somebody and they on the internet just talking reckless? They sending messages to Candice, the people screenshotting it. It's on the vlogs. Like I would be looking at her like what you doing? Like if I had a man like that, I'd be like, what you doing, boy? And then why is she not? Why is the girl not getting mad at Andrew and getting mad at Candice? Like, girl, your anger, you sound childish and immature, and your anger should be at Andrew, not Candice. If they still talking, you need to be mad at your man. Why is your man talking to his ex-girlfriend if he's still talking to Candice? I don't know if he is allegedly, but she was mad about it. She was obviously bothered about it. And she threatened to call Candice parole officer and all. Girl, you doing too. I'm like, how old are you? How old is this? I don't know how old the new girl, but she sounded not like a grown woman, like somebody real hood and childish. Like I hate to stereotype people. I'm not saying, you know, it ain't nothing to do with race, because you could be hood and be any race. But she sounded immature, she sounded childish, and she sounded a little ghetto. The way she was like, girl, I'll call your parole officer and come to Texas and blah, 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 blah. Girl, if you don't sit your childish. She sounded like a 17-year-old fighting over a dude in high school. Melissa says, "Me too, girl. Swore my baby daddy. Who's gonna be? It's gonna be Tupac." You know, you live and you learn. Some of us have been there. Like, you know, like I said, I tell people we've all had bad relationships. We've all made choices to be with people that we shouldn't have been with. I've had a lifetime of choices of being with men that I ain't being with, but I ain't giving no money though. No, fuck out of here. I ain't giving no money. Ain't no MF for driving a car that I bought. Ain't no man out there driving nothing that I bought or no rent that I didn't pay. You may have got a Happy Meal from me, and I feel like you may have got a Jack in the Box. I may have bought some Jack in the Box tacos for my ex one time. That's about it. You might got a Jack in the Box taco one time. Like I may have bought my ex like Christmas gifts, but it wasn't nothing like, here, baby, here, a brand new car, or oh, I'm finna like, you know, pay for a trip somewhere, or here, I'm finna pay your rent. It ain't never been that good. Who is doing that? If you're doing that, I'm gonna tell you, if you're doing that, whether you be a man or a woman, if this person has not put years and equity in your relationship, I mean yours, not years, yours in this relationship. If you are married to somebody, then that's a whole different story. But if you are with somebody and y'all barely know each other and y'all barely start talking, and you feel like, man, I really need to pay for this chick's car payment or cell phone, or you volunteer, whether they ask, first of all, if they ask you for it, don't do it. But if you volunteer and paying bills and getting cars, y'all don't, you deserve to get got. You a simp. You deserve to get shook down. I'm just like, I'm at the street talk y'all for a minute. Y'all, you deserve to get shook. You deserve to get shook. Kiki said you deserve to get shook. You can bet that. Like, y'all can call me whatever y'all want to call me. Y'all can say, well, Kiki, you advocating. I ain't advocating nothing. I'm just saying that you deserve to get shook. You deserve to get shit to shake down, bitch. It's a shakedown. Miss Kiki said it's a shakedown, motherfucker. Like you deserve to get got. If you feel like that is normal to go around and buy people stuff and y'all barely start talking, y'all barely been in a relationship, this person ain't living with you, this person ain't give you no babies, y'all are not married, y'all not talking about getting married, y'all, you deserve everything. You deserve to get God. You deserve to get God for real. Like I'm here to tell you, you can mark it down. I stand 10 toes down, y'all, 10 toes in my firm stance that if you're gonna give it up and if somebody then somebody gonna be there to take it. I don't care what position you are in life. If you put yourself in a position where you are going to be used, you will be used. That is my words of wisdom to y'all young folks out here today. Because some of y'all MFers live in la la land like, oh, well, people should be generous. People should be good. People are not good out there, y'all. Especially people who've lived unstable lives. If you get with a person that ain't never had no girlfriend, that ain't really never had no relationship, whether they've been in jail or not, again, there are dudes out here that y'all with me. I'm finna tell y'all with this and I'm finna get off this. There are people out there, the men and women y'all meet, and y'all don't ask these people about their previous relationships. Y'all don't ask these people how they was raised. Y'all don't ask these people nothing. I stand on my soapbox over and over again about y'all getting in relationships and y'all women, especially y'all women, act like y'all don't want to ask nobody no questions. So I'm not saying men don't do it, but men do it too. Same thing for the men out there. If you are jumping into relationships with people and you're not asking them where your ex is at, how long we are together, like these are the questions that you should be asking the first month in talking to somebody, regardless of whether you're in a relationship or not. Y'all are so scared to ask people questions. I don't know if Andrew asked Candice or not, but that matters and that's important. Oh, I've been married 2 or 3 times and I ain't really been in no relationship, and this one lasts about a couple of years. This one I got back on drugs and we didn't last. That's not a person you should want to be with, whether they be in jail or been in jail or not. That's not a person I would want to waste my time with. Have you ever been in a relationship? Well, I had a while, not a long term. What's your longest relationship? How did it end? What happened? Oh, I ain't really had that. I mean, I'm telling you, there are people out there who flitter from relationship to relationship, or they're so unstable mentally and emotionally that they have never really they ain't never had no kids, they ain't never been in a relationship. I'm to the point where old enough now that I expect that if I'm dating you to have some children. I'm gonna ask why you ain't got no kids. I've had dudes tell me why I don't have no kids because I just ain't been in many long-term relationships. Why? If you are 40 something years old and you ain't been in many long-term relationships, that's a red flag. If you are 30, 40 years old and the longest relationship you've had has been 6 or 7 months and you've been single for years, that's a red flag. Why? What do you mean you've been single for years? For what for? Why? Why? What? Why? I'm asking why. And people, again, I would say starting relationships, they don't ask questions. So Andrew should have peeped game in the beginning and not even trusted Candice, knowing that we know her history. I don't know what Candice told him, but from being on the vlogs, we know Candice's history. That she been married, that she had a kid, that she had addiction issues, that she, got put in jail, and that's why her marriage ended. And why is that a viable option for a person if you've never lived that kind of life before? I ain't never been incarcerated. Why I want to be with somebody in jail? I don't live no street life. I'm not an addict. I barely even drink. I can't even eat certain dairy foods without wanting to vomit. So why would I want to be with somebody that's on drugs? Why would I want to be with somebody who's struggling with addiction and mental health issues and been in and out of the system? It's going to be too hard for them to find a job and too hard for them. And that's just not a lifestyle that I lead. Now, if I did live that kind of lifestyle, I may think differently. But that's not a lifestyle I lead. I live in the suburbs. Like I live in the suburbs. I live a very square life. So that's the life I want to live. And the person I'm with will have to reflect that type of life. But Andrew, he not about that life. He looked like Shrek. I mean, I apologize, y'all. I apologize. I'm just saying that he looked like a Muppet. So it's like, and then Candice, did he even ask her, like, what kind of dudes was she married to? Or who did she date? Did he even ask them questions? So at the end of the day, the moral of the story is I tell everybody stay in their lane. Y'all stay in your lane. I don't know how many times I gotta tell people. I tell people this all the time. Stay in your lane. Get somebody that matches your lifestyle, that matches your values. That if you ain't about that life, why would you want to date somebody that's about that life? If you ain't never been about that life, your family ain't never been about that life. If you live in a nice middle class, lower middle class world, you ain't never been in jail. Your family members ain't never been in jail. You come from a good family. Just find somebody that's like that, and then if you've had troubles in your life and you trying to get on the straight and narrow, you're trying to get your life together first before you start out here dating people. But again, don't date people that are incarcerated and meet them on these prison sites. I've said this from the beginning. It's just a pathway of destruction, and those relationships a lot of times they don't last. So don't do it, y'all. So I'm defending Candice. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. Y'all can go off in the comments. Y'all can disagree with me. I don't care. But just be respectful. Y'all don't come my comments with no nonsense. Y'all know I'll cuss you out if you in my comments. And go to my other channel, Nomadic Kitty. Y'all know how many times I didn't cuss out people on my. Y'all been so nice on my live. I appreciate everybody coming here on my live. Because y'all know some people try to come on my live and try to buck up, nuck if you buck. And y'all know that I'm like, I will go from like nice Kiki to hood Kiki in a minute. Y'all know the other live I cuss somebody out and read somebody for filth because they try to come over here and try to say something nasty to me. Y'all know I don't appreciate that. So y'all just be respectful. So I don't have to. I read all of my comments. So y'all know somebody try to say something, bum up all the gums at me. Y'all know I'll be in my comments like messaging, talking about what, and my friend, I will report you and get you blocked. So that's just a word to the wise. So be respectful. I don't mind people disagreeing with me as long as you're respectful and you're not saying personal shit and not being rude to the other people who are on my channel. And so I like to thank GSP Queen Melissa, or Bow, Queen Melissa, the Queen. Everybody else has been here. Fabulous Me, Dustin, was it Teresa? Everybody else, and the people who gonna watch this on the rewatch, which I know most of y'all are. And I promise y'all, I'm gonna watch Love During Lockup, the last episode. I don't know if I had to like take this stuff out of my hair and get my hair together and then clean my room because again, I have Comic Con tomorrow. Anyway, y'all subscribe to my other channel, Nomadic Kitty. Like I said, I'll put links in my description in the comments. And you guys have a great day. And I appreciate everybody being here. And simping ain't easy, y'all. But don't be simping out here. I know some of y'all don't do it. Say no to simping. Simping ain't easy, but say no to simping. Bye, y'all. Good night. Good night.